Hey everybody, John here, Hot Rods in the Woods once again. Today is Thursday. What is it, the 2nd? Anyway, this is just a short video. Not going to do a bunch of working today. I'm going to go to Sam's Club and we're going to load up the truck with some stuff to send to North Carolina and also do our grocery shopping before everybody loses their mind and empties out the shelves because of this newest debacle. Anyway, I just wanted to bring up a little point, as I was saying on the last video on how to make the bracket for the power steering, or the manual steering rack, that I needed little gussets and little of this and a little of that. And I just wanted to point out that this is my junk metal bucket. This is one of two. Well, actually, there's three. But I reached in there, and what did I find but a nice little piece of 1 inch to put my brace across the bottom. Now also, in the bottom of this other one, I have a whole bunch of little cutoffs that I've saved that I can use for the gussets alongside of the angle part where it attaches to the bottom of the spring. Now another one I've got is this fine unit here. Now this is just a culmination of junk and stuff that you just never know what you're going to need. So don't throw anything out until you know that it's trash. Yeah, this is mostly trash, but there are some good pieces in here. There's a bunch of good metal. So if you need something, don't be afraid to go through the scrap piles and look at other things that you have just to find something. That's all for now. Okay, I'm back. Now I know I had shown you a while back my wall of nuts, bolts, and stuff. But I wanted to tell you that yesterday I went to Tractor Supply and I buy regular grade nuts and bolts and stuff by the pound because it's cheaper. You can see I have some grade 8 nuts here and just regular 1/4 inch 5/16. I have some nylocks because you can never get enough locking nuts. I use those any place that vibration is an issue because it's harder to vibrate out a nylox nut than anything else. So that being said, anyway, so I refilled a couple of my bins knowing that I was going to use a bunch of bolts. And I got to tell you, I had about 7.5 pounds worth of I don't know what these are. What are they? Grade 3 or just normal hardware grade? I don't know. Anyway, I never worried about grading those. And then, of course, I have grade 8s for the heavier stuff. I have some big grade 5s to hold the rack in place because they didn't have grade 8s. But I'll tell you what, if you break a grade 5 with the rack, something else has seriously gone wrong. Anyway, my point is that I had 7.62 pounds of just standard grade nuts and bolts. And boy, have bolts gone up. That was almost $60. So you might want to stock up because it's going to get worse. And as these prices continue up, all of a sudden you find yourself, well, in a situation like this, where you dive into the old bolt bucket, which none of us want to do, and you go searching through garbage like that with it all over the floor. Before you know it, you've got a cobbled mess, and then you got to clean it up, and geez. And of course, you're going to pull out some grade 8s, some grade 5s, some standard hardware grade, and now you've got junk, and you end up like this, where every bolt in the entire truck was different. Don't do it. Make yourself a list, come up with a basic idea, and go buy some and get a box. They sell boxes. Sorry, I'm walking back and forth. This is just stuff that comes to my head. Oh, look, old Hooters calendar. They've got boxes like this everywhere. You can buy them at Harbor Freight. You can buy them at Tractor Supply. You can buy them at Walmart. Get yourself a couple of those. I would recommend that you fill one with nothing but bolts, one with nothing but nuts, and one with nothing but washers for exactly this reason. No matter what, you aren't going to have enough room. Oh, and then you might want to do the same thing for metrics if you're working on more modern stuff. But this is just washers. And I know it looks kind of bleak, but there's 1/4, 5/16, 3/8, 7/16. Then we go around to 1/2 inch. And then we go all the way up to 5/8. But then up here in the front, I've got lock washers. So that's almost a whole bin. And then I put my spacers, my leftover spacers for, you name it, everything. You can never have enough of that stuff when you're trying to shim an alternator or AC compressor. Keep it all. And it's the same with nuts and everything else. By the time you're done, one of those bins is not, oh, there's that Hooters calendar again, is not enough to keep all of the nuts, all of the bolts, and all of the washers. So get yourself a plan. And of course, the more you have at home, this is a ridiculous amount, I know. The more you have at home, the less trips if you're a little ways away. Now, I lucked out a few years ago and I bought out the inventory from an Ace hardware store that was, the store was purchased by a group that had like 4 other stores. So they sold all of their nuts, bolts, bins, everything, not the red ones, but all of the smaller ones that you see in the aisles, for pennies. And I do mean pennies. So not only did I get them, I also got all the drawers for them, which kind of gives me a bone up on having more stuff than most. But so all of this stuff, there's Allen bolts, there's all sorts of, anyway, my point is that the more you have, the less trips. If no matter what, a trip takes you 45 minutes, even if it's right around the corner, because you end up oogling. This whole tote down here is all metric stuff. I haven't even gotten a bin for it yet, but I will. So if you find deals like that, do it. Another place to go is go to yard sales and estate sales, because there's a lot of old guys that have passed away. Their wife is having a yard sale or the kids are having an estate sale, and you can pick all sorts of nuts and bolts up for pennies. And I do mean pennies, because nobody's thinking to go there and buy them. So great place to find stuff like that. Same with hand tools and power tools. So the more the merrier. Have a great day. I'm going to go try and do a little bit to help the people in North Carolina. I don't know how much I'll be able to send, but I have a friend that's giving me some money to go get some stuff. And even if you're poor, if you have an extra couple cans of something that you can give to the local church to send up there, feel free, please do it. Canned tuna fish, corn, green beans, peas, stuff that they'll actually eat, not 14 cans of cranberry sauce. That's just my opinion on all that. You can throw a lot of stuff, and that's what happens in a lot of these food pantries. People take the stuff that they refuse to eat and expect some poor guy. And I understand, if they're starving, they'll eat it, but come on. Show a little more compassion than an old can of I don't know what. Have a great day. Be safe. Be thankful for what you have. Be hopeful for what you get. And when you look back, be proud of where you've been.